everyone, my name is Lena KrupinA, and today we have an unusual addition to the results of the Spartakiad qualification. So on September 12th and 13th, the gymnasts scored points to qualify for the final of individual and group all-around. You see me on the screen due to the fact that we can't use video materials from Russian tournaments, so screenshots and my face will help us here. Well, since this format will not be so informative, I will briefly talk about everything. In the group, we finally saw the members of the Russian national team. Now we have two full-fledged teams, and the team of Russia 1 took first place in the qualification, but the difference between them and the team of Moscow was not that big. The performance of the girls were not too clean. There were losses on the second day. The first day was more successful. The Moscow team became the second in qualification, but after the first day, the girls were only 7th. But according to the results, they were 3rd in the balls and ribbons. But since many had the same scores, and the girls did not perform the easiest routine on the first day, this 7th place did not mean anything. While on the second day, the score was much higher, which made it possible to overtake the second team of Russian national team. True, the Russian team too had losses on the first day, but in terms of difficulty and talent, I think it is clear that the Russian team will be stronger than the others. Well, as far as we know, the teams are coached by Irina Viner and Ksenia Dudkina. Irina Viner has the main direction in training to repeat as much as possible, which by the way is noticeable to me, that the girls have very well developed programs, but it is true that I don't see enough artistry yet, but maybe this is the next stage, while the main thing is difficulty and execution. The 4th place was taken by the team of Nizhny Novgorod region. The girls scored high points for the routine with 5 hoops, and the team of St. Petersburg took 5th place. Unfortunately, on the second day, not everything went smoothly, but I really liked the routine with balls and ribbons, especially the music. And now about individual gymnasts. Lala Kramarenko became the obvious winner in qualification. She scored 161 points and 2/10. Here the most interesting thing is how they generally assess the flow of the leaders of the national team. As I understood from the interview with Irina Viner, the girls performed according to the FIDE rules, but in order to equalize them with the rest, they were given 3 points each routine. A strange system as for me, completely incomprehensible, but in your sandbox you need your own rules. It will be necessary to say later in an interview that our gymnast scored higher than at the World Championship. In general, I don't like all these phrases in the format that the real World Championship takes place at the Spartakiad and not in Bulgaria. Although of course I don't devalue the Russian gymnasts in any way, but the approach that we are the best is not really for me. Before this whole situation, the saying was that if you came down from the pedestal, you are nobody seemed to me a little more fair and honest. According to Lala, I really like her leotard with the ball, and in general, this image of her from the gala concert that took place a few days before the competition really suits her. At the very least, it draws attention. Irina Viner became the second in qualifying. In general, she looks good. The only thing that she is scored sometimes 2-3 points lower than Lala. Well, about the comparison with the World Championship, I think this is not worth comparing. After all, there's an internal tournament here, and the competition is relative. As Irina Viner says, the one who needs it will win. By the way, I hope that this is a reservation, but in fact it always is. In any case, approved gymnasts are among the leaders. Yet we know that our sport is as subjective as possible. ANNABOVA became the 3rd in all-around. By the way, the only one in the competition who was able to score more than 40 points for the ribbon. But again, if 3 points were added to the real score, then this is 37 according to the FIDE rules. On the whole, it is difficult and incomprehensible to discuss scores, since it is not clear how they work in Russia and who follows what rules. As I understood, according to the FIDE, the first stream of 6 gymnasts performed, and the rest according to the rules of Russia. And as I understand, it is these 6 gymnasts who are preparing for the World Championship and the Olympics. By the way, I am sure that there will be questions about Darya Trubnikova. Dasha, judging by her Telegram channel, is sick and apparently does not train. With Masha Pobedishkina, it is also not clear where she is. Here the assumptions are just some kind of a mission with her club which she trains in. Either Masha has taken a break for now or an injury. Anastasia Simakova also does not seem to be training. As a result, we have from the leaders of the team Lala Kramarenko, Irina Viner, and ANNABOVA. Dina Verna became 4th in qualifying. After the first day, she was even lower, but there were losses. According to the broadcast, there was a moment where she almost cried. Apparently, the injuries still do not not go away because something is obviously bothering her. Well, as Dina said in the Nikita Nagorny show, that she was already ready to leave and they simply would not let her go. Well, what I can say about Dina is an amazing leotard for the ball, my new love. Fifth in qualifying was Masha Borisova. After the first day, she was second, but the clubs were not her best. Well, summing up the qualifications, for me, it is interesting to watch the Russian Spartakiad and the World Tournaments. The only thing in Russia is that it is not always clear who wins and how, since someone draws points and not everybody performs according to the same rules. All the same, these 2-3 points which are added are very abstract because someone will score more and someone less according to the Russian rules. After all, in fact, they see Lala's performance and a score of more than 41 points, and then audience watches the Fitch tournaments and sees the scores of 34 points. And as it were, the brain breaks. Write in the comments if you watched the qualifications of the Spartakiad, and if so, who did you like? We will discuss some pleasant things. Well, the World Championship has already started, so we will start talking about it very soon. Remember that I love you all very much, and bye-bye.